let me just check our page real quick. Oh yeah, I see it's acting up. Alright, that's cool. Matthew 24 and verses 3. Did you start that already?
No,
Brother John?
no, not yet.
Okay, thank you. Matthew 24 and Brother Sean, you can leave that door open if you don't mind. Cause then, yeah, so if you gotta come back, yep. If you push it all the way back, it should stay closed. Thank you, bro. Matthew 24 and pick it up at verse 3. Matthew 24 and verse 3.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? Mm-hmm. And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
What shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So we know we in the last days because we just saw that from 2 Timothy 3, right? And all you got to do is look around to confirm that, to see if the Bible is lying or if God is telling the truth, right? And the disciples knew that Christ, at this point, they finally realized he had to come back. He had to make a second coming. Because at first they didn't know that, right? So once they realized, they asked him that. And this is just going to further show us, thank you, bro. This is going to further show us the state of the union. It's going to further show us, you know, what's going on in these last days in Babylon, right? Does it tell us, and in the world? Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And we know we're getting close to the end, to the second return of the Lord. Right? That's what Brother Elijah's even teaching today. Right? At the headquarters. Go ahead, bro.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
Wow, no man deceive you, huh? Man. See, the world's not paying attention to this because, hey, they still caught up in the matrix. They listening to Babylon. They listening to the politicians. They listening to the false prophets. Right? So that's why we doing a lesson like this to help people to come out of that. Because this is what Christ would want us to do. This is why he told you to let no man deceive you. He said to take heed. That means be alert. Be mindful. This is a warning. Go ahead, bro.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Ain't they doing it? Go ahead.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet.
That's Brother Elijah's lesson at the headquarters, right? We at the end, but not yet. Right? Because we know it's still more drama to take place. We know it's still more, you know, chaos and more of these last days events according to these signs that have to take place. Right? Even in the land of Israel, we know what got to take place. We know that the mark of the beast is on its way, and that the vaccine during COVID was just a precursor trying to warm you up to that, butter you up, butter the world up to prepare for that. They was trying to see how far they can push the envelope where people will give up their rights. Because that's what the mark of the beast is all about. You saying, I'm going to go with whatever the state is telling me to do, right? I'm going to bow down to Babylon's system. That's all that was. They just used the crisis, brothers and sisters. They used the pandemic, right, as a strategy. This is what the wicked was doing. Even if we don't realize it, it's what the wicked was doing. right? To see, okay, the whole world shut down. They shut down the whole world. And say, hey, you can only go into the store, you can only buy and sell if you have such and such, such and such. It's a mandate, it's mandatory. You can only do this if you have the mask on, if you have the vaccine. Look, that's no difference than what they're going to say in the last days. You can only buy and sell if you take the mark of the beast. Right? So this is why we trying to train your mind to come out of Babylon, brothers and sisters. Go ahead, bro.
For nation shall rise against nation.
For nation shall rise against nation. We see Hamas, we see Israel, we see Ukraine, we see Russia, and they ain't the only ones. Go ahead.
And kingdom against kingdom.
And kingdom against kingdom. Go ahead.
And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Diverse places. Not that it's never happened before, but it's going to be more widespread, more prevalent than ever before in these last days. And you see that. We see that. Right? Go ahead.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
All these are the beginning of sorrows. Right? And Babylon is causing a lot of these sorrows. They're causing a lot of these wars, right? And the people just caught up in the middle. Go ahead, bro.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Oh, they don't care about you, though. Like Michael Jackson saying, all I want to say is that they don't really care about it. That was a real song, right? They're going to deliver you up to be afflicted. These are the same people, the powers that be, the same people you trying to think you can vote for that care about you. Meanwhile, your vote don't even count. That's already been pre-selected, predetermined. Your vote don't even count to begin with. And you putting your stock in the system, right? In the political system or religious system. That's bananas, man. Go ahead.
And shall kill you.
Wow. Go ahead.
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Right, because, hey, you got to suffer for Christ because the world hates God. Go ahead.
And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many.
There go them false prophets again. No different than them false politicians. Right? Journalism isn't even what it used to be in this country because it's been taken over by, people with interest in, again, what is it going back to? That dollar. You trying to profit, right? So the truth is not what's at the core in American journalism anymore, right? Like it once was, way better than it is today. The standard has dropped. Just like the standard in education has dropped. The standard in food has dropped. Things are not what they used to be as we get closer and closer to the end of the world. And Babylon just sitting back, right? Waiting, brothers and sisters, to take advantage. Peace, 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 man. Yes, hello. Y'all made it, huh? Nah, that's good. Y'all here. All praises. Right? So Babylon just waiting though. Right? And that's why, again, we got to come out of that. We got to come out of Babylon, right? So we are at, on the handout, we are at number 6, which is Matthew 24. We are at number 6, which is Matthew 24. And what verse you at, Brother Jonathan?
12.
Verse 12. Go ahead, bro.
And because iniquity shall abound,
iniquity shall abound. Go ahead.
the love of many shall wax
The
cold.
love of many shall wax cold, right? So that's why we saw what we saw in 2 Timothy 3, which is one of the signs of the last days. You know, people being cold, right? That's all you hear in the music, right? Being out for self, right? Being heartless. Or like we said, being a savage, right? Men talking about how they don't need no women. Women talking about they don't need no man. Right? The love of many has waxed cold. Right? You got hating at an all-time high. Right? At an all-time high. Go ahead, bro.
That was it.
Okay, verse 12. So now we're going to move over to Job. It's not Job. Job. Chapter 9, that's number 7 on the handout. I'm just seeing I'm just seeing this text now. Goodness. But now y'all know. This is where we at every week. Yep, now y'all know. All praises though, we made it. So we at Job chapter 9, and the title of the lesson again is Come Out of Babylon and Vote for Christ King. Right? See now, this one right here in Job, really pulls the cloak off of these leaders and the powers that be. It really does that, brothers and sisters, because, you know, we should see this by what we've already looked at in the lesson, but some verses like this just pinpoints it, right? It's like a headshot, right? It's like you playing one of them zombie games, you know, or watching one of those movies or them shows, and it's a headshot. It's like ain't nothing you can do with that. It's like game over, right? And that's what this verse is like when it comes to the people that's ruling society, the people that's leading. It's a headshot. It's going to uncover. It's going to spill the beans, so to speak. Job 9:24, what it say, bro?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So the people who run the earth, what are they?
Wicked.
Wicked. You don't gotta be scared. They wicked. That's why we trying to tell you not to vote for them, to come out of Babylon. Again, if you vote, you want to do what you want to do, that's on you. I can't control nobody, but I'm gonna tell you what thus said the Lord, right? And if the Lord is telling you to come out of Babylon, it's for a reason. If He's warning you about, you know, false leaders and people leading people astray and wolves in sheep's clothing, it's for a reason, right? He's telling you to not be conformed to this world, it's for a reason. So if you wise, you're going to take heed. If you care about the truth, you're going to take heed, right? He's telling you that. It's telling you in the scripture, in the book, in the good book, that the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So why would you put your stock in this system, in this worldly system? It's like the Matrix. You got to take that red pill and come out of that. Right? Go ahead, bro.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where? And who is he?
Right. Go ahead. Revelation 17. See, it's like they all blind. It's like the judges and the politicians and the leaders, the presidents, it's like they all blind. Because they following Satan. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. And our first verse was that the whole world lies in wickedness, right? So Revelation 17, we about to look at Babylon. We done walked our way down to Babylon. And then we got some videos to look at.
Christians cannot.
Oh, not yet. It's all good. Revelation 17. And we're going to pick it up at verse 1 because, again, we see the word of the day is Babylon, right? And we know that, hey, we know where modern day Babylon is, and we know where ancient Babylon is and was, and what it was referred to, right? We covered that, how it was referred to as Shinar in the Bible, or Mesopotamia in your history books, where they say civilization started, right? But we know that this represents the power structure of the world, and in particularly the religious world, brothers and sisters, the religious and political world. Okay? So that's what we dealing with when we talk about Babylon, and we know that spiritually speaking, New Age Babylon is Rome, the Roman Catholic Church, the Roman Empire. It's all inclusive under Babylon. That's what the Bible shows us, and we're going to prove that too. Okay, so when we get into America and American politics and the way that the governance of this country is set up, it's not a surprise that it mimics Rome. Right? It's not a surprise. When you look at the Capitol and you look at, you know, the monument, all of that stuff goes back to Rome. When you look at, you know, go to Union Station and you see all the Roman gods, right? You look at just the structure of all the buildings, the architecture. It all mimics Rome. Why is that? Why? Right? Well, we're going to show you. We're going to keep looking at it. Revelation 17 and pick it up at verse 1. Revelation 17 and 1. Go ahead.
And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Wow. Oh, man. So y'all remember that was one of our words of the day, right? We had that word up there, and it's not my word, right? It's a word in the Bible, whore, right? And it's talking about how an entity or a person can be directly against God, to be, you know, filthy in the sight of God, because we're supposed to be pure, right? We're supposed to be righteous. When the Lord talks about a whore, he's talking about a system that's unrighteous, right? You're supposed to be married to God, but you cheating on God with the devil. That's what he's talking about. And in this case, it's the whole system of Babylon. That's why we're telling you to come out of it. Come out of Babylon. Go ahead, bro. Let's show you what the leaders have done with this system. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 2.
Verse 2.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Oh, so the inhabitants of the earth, so the people of the earth are literally caught up in the matrix of Babylon. They've been made drunk, right? So when you made drunk, you don't know what you're doing, right? That's why they warn you not to drink and drive, right? That's why you're not supposed to, the Bible tells you not to be a drunkard, right? And even warns you about when you drink too much. It warns, you know, speaking about in Proverbs, how, hey, you end up getting into fights, don't even know about, end up somewhere, you like, how did I end up here? Wake up, don't know where you at, right? And then they even talk about, for the men, they talk about you end up with strange women. That's talking about like you dealing with ungodly, you know, worldly women, right? But it's funny how cats will talk about, man, they in the club and, you know, wasn't looking at the one woman, but after a few drinks, she started looking good. So the Bible done warned you about that first, right? But if that's bad physically, if you got a physical warning, you know the spiritual warning is going to be 20, 100 times worse. And this is talking about spiritual drunkenness, right? The earth, the inhabitants of the earth have been made spiritually drunk from Babylon. How is that? Because we showed you that the whole world's been deceived by Satan through Babylon. Through what? Through doctrine, through philosophy, through traditions. Right? All these holidays that you got come from Babylon. Right? The calendar that we have comes from Babylon. And these policies that these politicians and presidents and quote unquote leaders are pushing, that's destroying society, that's destroying families, that's anti the word of God, comes from Babylon, brothers and sisters. And this is why the world is in the matrix. This is why the world is in the matrix. Yeah, that's right, Babylon. Come out of Babylon or the matrix and vote for Christ. The Lord is trying to warn you why you need to do that, brothers and sisters. Where you at? Verse 3?
Verse 3.
Let's go.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
So that woman, anybody know what that woman is? If we know that Babylon is Rome, like Brother Sean said, spiritually speaking, Babylon is Rome, then who's the woman? Anybody? Anybody want?
America?
That's a good guess. That's a good guess.
The Roman, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Papacy, the Roman papacy.
So there you go. So that's what that woman is, literally the Roman Catholic Church, who's ran by the papacy. Is that what you were about to say?
I was gonna say, Sunday church, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, no, sis got it. Yeah, let's give a round of applause for sis. This is her first time here too, y'all. That's what's up. All praises. That's what's up. That's what's up. Look at that. That's a good sign right there. So that's exactly who this woman is, and particularly, brothers and sisters, the Roman Catholic Church. All right. So now we're going to read about this organization or this woman. Verse 4. Go ahead.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
Oh, purple and scarlet. So you see their cardinals, their bishops, always got that purple and that red on. Oh, no wonder. Go ahead.
And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
Oh, that's the richest organization on the planet. I kid you not. Ask Google, ask Siri. That is the richest organization. That's why all of these churches be looking like castles and all of that. Where all that money and all that land come from? Right? It's because the Roman Empire ruled the whole world, brothers and sisters. And it's no wonder why Roman Catholicism is the largest religion on the planet. Google that. Right? Most people know that though, right? But God said it first. God told you. Go ahead.
Having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
And that's what people have been made drunk by. Because they put Sunday worship in that cup and poured it out. Everybody drinking it, right? They got Christmas in that cup. It's a golden cup full of abominations. That cup got the people drunk. Because they've been listening to Rome. They've been listening to these Sunday churches, right? Got you drunk off Sunday, drunk off Easter, drunk off Christmas. And when you have some understanding, even drunk off the politics. They got you confused. Go ahead, bro.
And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great,
Mystery Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
the mother of
The
harlots,
mother of whores. Right? Go ahead.
and abominations of the earth.
Man. The abominations of the whole earth. This is why we telling you that you got to come out of this matrix. You got to come out of Babylon. This is abominable. Right? These presidents pushing same-sex marriage. Obama's the one that made that big in this country. Legalized it. They had the whole White House, right? In rainbow lights, lit up with the rainbow. As they legalized same-sex marriage around, what, 2015? It was? And now look how far it's been pushed to this day. Now they got pedophilia on the rise. Right? This is abominable, brothers. This is abominations of the earth. The political madness and the religious madness goes hand in hand. It is what creates the matrix. So verse 6, go ahead.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
Oh, because she going to try to kill, right? She going to kill the saints. She did it back in the Inquisition back in the day. And she going to do it again. The church is going to do that. Because if you don't take that mark of the beast, they're going to kill you. You don't bow down to the beast system. You don't worship the way they tell you to worship. You don't bow down to the Pope. They're going to kill you. That's what this is talking about. I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. Go ahead.
And with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Verse 7.
And the angel said unto me, Wherefore dost thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which has the 7 heads and 10 horns.
Now, you can just skip down to, matter of fact, keep reading.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life.
Well, whose name was what?
Not written in the book of life.
Oh, the names were not written in the book of life. See, these people caught up in the matrix, for real. They caught up in Babylon. You see how important it is to separate yourself from this system? It's not a game. Go ahead.
From the foundation of the world, when they beheld the beast that was.
When they beheld the beast, this is that kingdom. This is the empire of Rome. The woman is the religion. The beast is the kingdom. And it says when they behold the beast that what?
That was.
That was because Rome was the last great empire to rule the entire world. Even world, your history in school will tell you that. Right? And before that empire, it was the Greek Empire that ran the whole world. Everybody knows that after the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire came, and that was the last world ruling kingdom, and it hasn't been one since. America's been the greatest thing since that, but that's only been 400, 500 years. The Roman Empire goes back thousands of years, brothers and sisters. But we're going to get into that a little bit more. Right? So where you at?
The end of 8.
Go ahead.
And is not.
I'm sorry. So that beast that was the Roman Empire. It was a great empire. Go ahead. It is not. Right now, it looks like it is not. But it's still going by way of religion, by way of that woman. Right? That's how it's staying alive. Right? Like that song. Staying alive. That's how it stayed alive, through religion and mind control. And even these secret societies, Sister Sabrina love to dance, y'all. But mind control and even your secret societies, your Freemasons, your Jesuits, that the secret behind that goes back to the Roman Empire as well, because it goes back to Rome. Right? Freemasonry was created under the Jesuits. The Jesuits was created under the Roman Catholic Church. So even your secret behind secret societies, the secret is all roads lead to Rome. Like that old saying, it's true. Right? People just don't understand how deep it is. Right? So it says, when they behold that beast that was, remember the beast is the empire, which is Rome, and is not. Right? But what did it say?
And yet is.
And yet is, because it still is alive, and it's going to be fully functional and revived at an appointed time. Verse 9.
And here is the mind which has wisdom.
Here is the mind. Now we about to uncover Babylon. We about to uncover, just in case you didn't know, right? The Lord gonna make it completely plain for you. How we gonna figure out who this is and where it is? Go ahead.
The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth.
The 7 heads, this was the description, right? Now they're giving you the physical explanation, is 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. So what religious organization sits on 7 mountains?
The Vatican.
The Vatican. It's the only one. It's the only one. The Lord make it real plain, real clear. Right? So what we're going to do is we're going to read those 7 hills. We're going to read the 7 hills of Rome. And that's even why you got Capitol Hill in DC. It's based or mimicking Capitoline Hill, which is one of the 7 hills of Rome. Right? So, let's look at it. And Brother Jonathan, if you don't mind, if you got, if those words aren't too foreign, we're going to read the 7 hills of Rome.
The 7 hills of Rome are the hills on which the ancient city of Rome was built, and are an important part of the city's history and culture. Palatine Hill, the original city of Romulus, was built on this hill. Capitoline Hill
2.
overlooks the Roman Forum and is home to the Piazza del Campo. Why you do this to me?
You don't, just read the hills. Just read the hills. Just read the hills. We not Italian.
Aventine Hill.
Aventine Hill, that's number 3.
Callian Hill.
That's number 4.
Esquiline Hill.
That's number 5.
Quirinal Hill.
That's cool. That's number 6.
Viminal Hill.
Viminal Hill, that's number 7.
Okay.
So that's the 7. And like you said, you heard Capitoline Hill. Well, that's why you think you have Capitol Hill in DC. And the Capitol building architecture is exactly like it was in Rome. Why is that? Right? Like KRS-One had that track back in the day. Why is that? And that's where he told you that the true Jews were black in that song. Alright? Abraham was the father of Isaac. Right? Right? So anyway, that's good on that. Now what we're going to do is go to our video. Right? And if you want to see the video we're going to listen to, again, just go to the link. And I'll send that link out to my sister right here in case you want to see the video we're about to listen to. You can check that out. So, I can get Madison or Ashley, one of y'all, to hit that light again, please. Light crew. And we going, this is the time, if you want to follow along with the video, you just pull it up on your phone. Alright? So we're going to look at this video, we're going to listen to this video called Rome is Mystery Babylon. Alright? And if you want to see it, it'll be on your phone. Be on the link. Yes, sir.
A lot of people have written books about America, even Islam, being Mystery Babylon of the book of Revelation. Did you know that God told us exactly who Mystery Babylon is? He literally gave us a checklist. Would you like to see for yourself? Hi, I'm David Daniels from Chip Publications. See, when God tells us a mystery, we can be sure of two things. One, God knows all about it. And two, we won't know about it without Him. Mysteries are what Jesus called the parables when He interpreted them clearly for His disciples. Here, Matthew 13:11, Jesus here. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. So parables were spoken to keep stuff hidden from closed-hearted people, but mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, those are God's secrets revealed, as much as the faithful are able to bear. God has already known and always known everything. So God can talk about things that are already completed, even when they aren't for us. In Romans chapter 4, verse 17, it says, God, who quickeneth the dead, and calleth those things which be not, as though they were. That's why in Genesis 17:5, God said to Abraham, a father of many nations have I made thee, when he only had Ishmael. In the same way, God talks about the whore of Babylon as a fully established reality. All we see is one piece at a time, but God sees the completed puzzle, and He tells us about that completed puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to see what 8 of the pieces are according to Revelation 17 and 18? Here is a very simple list. If you want a more detailed answer, look at chapter 16 of Why They Changed the Bible. I've arranged the fulfillments in historical order so that you can see the development. Okay? Number 1, 7 mountains. And here is the mind which hath
We just talked about that,
the
right?
7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. In the 300s BC, the Serbian wall was built as a defensive wall around 7 hills. The Aventine, Caelian, Capitoline, Esquiline, Palatine, Quirinal, and Viminal. These became the 7 hills of Rome. So Rome was called the city on 7 hills. Number 2, purple, scarlet, and gold. Revelation 17:4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. February 15, 44 BC, Julius Caesar wore an expensive purple and gold toga to the feast of Pan called Lupercalia.
Yeah, I remember Julius Caesar, right?
Yes, all Caesars started wearing that expensive purple as a symbol of royalty, and scarlet and gold. This became right down into the Roman Catholic clergy, becoming commonplace in 500 AD.
First 6
But
pages.
nobody dressed better than the Pope.
Subliminal word.
Purple, scarlet, and gold. Number 3, religion declares itself mother. Revelation 17:5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Right.
251 AD, Cyprian of Carthage declared in De Unitate Ecclesiae, the unity of the church, quote, he cannot have God for his father who does not have the church for his mother.
Oh, so that's why the church is that woman, huh?
That took on the name Mother Church.
You see that?
431 AD. At the Council of Ephesus, where they once cried for 2 hours, "Great is Diana of the Ephesians."
That's in the book of Acts.
Acts 19:34.
There you go.
They now exalted Mary as the Theotokos, the bearer of God, or the mother of God. And often, becoming Roman Catholics is said to be coming home to Mother Church, or coming home to Mary. I have some books on that. Revelation 18:7, the whore of Babylon says, "I sit as a queen." Is it any coincidence that the Catholic Mary is also called the Queen of Heaven? Number 4, her seat on one of the 7 mountains. Revelation 17:9. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. Vatican Hill is not one of the 7 hills of Rome, but listen to this. In 313 AD, Constantine gave the Lateran Palace on Caelian Hill to the Bishop of Rome. It became and still is the ecclesiastical seat of the Bishop of Rome, the Pope. And that's not all. 324 AD, the first basilica was built, called St. John Lateran. In it is a throne called the cathedra, which is a seat or a chair with arms for the Pope. Number 5, drunk with the blood of the saints, Revelation 17:6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Look at this list here, right here. 1184 AD, the Synod of Verona says you can burn heretics at the stake. 1215 AD, starting at that 4th Lateran Council, the Inquisition was formed. After that, does anyone want to dispute the millions of victims tortured and killed in the name of the Pope, the Mary Goddess, and the Eucharist wafer? Even if the killings weren't done at Rome. Roman Catholicism was responsible. This chart, by the way, comes from, did the Catholic Church give us the Bible? Truly, she was power man, drunk with the blood of the saints.
That's good. That's good.
Revelation 18:24, and in her was found the blood of prophets.
All right, so we're gonna go back to that. If you want that full video, I can send it to you. But I think that made it pretty clear, right? Hopefully. All right, we're gonna hit them lights again. And thank you. And now, if you look on the handout, we're at number 10. And we are at Rulers of Evil. This is going to be interesting. Rulers of Evil. Okay? So, let me see that real quick, bro. Sorry. This is a book by Tupper Saucy, right? This is probably one of the most valuable books I own. I have a lot of books, right? But this is called Useful Knowledge About Governing Bodies. And we are about to learn about America, and in particularly even Washington, D.C., but we're gonna learn how Rome, right, is in control of what we call America. So it's no surprise that America has ruled the world, so to speak, out of nowhere, right? And even when it comes to our slavery, it's no surprise that they had such a great impact on the transatlantic slave trade, right? Because we're gonna show you that America is just a branch off of the tree of Rome. All right, so this chapter, as you can see, it's called Subliminal Rome. And we're gonna read everything. We're gonna read this whole chapter. So bear with us, right? This is by Tupper Saucy. You can look it up, you can Google it, find it on Amazon. It's called Rulers of Evil, Useful Knowledge About Governing Bodies. And if you can't see who they're depicting on the cover, right? That's a Catholic Jesuit See the white collar. But anyway, this is chapter 1, and we're gonna learn some things. All right, you're gonna read the whole chapter. So, you know, if you need to walk around, get a snack, get something to drink, that's fine. We got a lot of snacks in the back. Help yourself. Right? You're gonna read this whole chapter. It's not crazy. It's 6 pages. All right, so let's go get it when you're ready, Brother Jonathan.
When a Pulitzer Prize winning
I'm sorry. What's that quote at the top? Well, yep.
subliminal Rome,
Uh-huh.
the Roman Catholic Church is a state.
The Roman Catholic Church is a state. And where does that come from?
Bishop Mendel
Uh-huh.
Cretan letters.
His letters from the bishop. Okay. So that's from the horse's mouth. Yep, it's chips. You can help them, Brother Sean, if they need some help. It's chips, something to drink. The blue cooler got the drinks. All right, go ahead.
When a Pulitzer Prize winning reporter announced in his 1992 Time magazine cover story that a conspiracy binding President Ronald Reagan and Pope John Paul II into a secret holy alliance had brought about the demise of communism, at least one reader saw through the hype.
Oh, okay.
Professor Carol A. Brown of the University of Massachusetts fired off a letter to Times editors saying, "Last week, I taught my students about the separation of church and state. This week, I learned that the Pope is running U.S. foreign policy. No wonder our young children are cynical about American ideals."
Woo-wee. So Time magazine did a cover story, right, with Ronald Reagan and Pope John Paul II, right? And that was called the Secret Holy Alliance, brothers and sisters. If you know anything about communism and you know anything about that time period, this was huge. This is why Time magazine was covering it, right? Go ahead, bro.
What Brown had learned from Carl Bernstein,
Uh-huh.
I had discovered for myself over several years of private investigation. The papacy really does run United States foreign policy.
Wait, say what? Say that again?
The papacy really does run United States foreign policy.
The papacy really does run United States foreign policy. Right? That's why the chapter is called Subliminal Rome. Go ahead.
And always has.
And what?
Always has.
Always. Okay. let's keep going.
Yes. Bernstein noted that the leading American players behind the Reagan-Vatican conspiracy to a man were devout Roman Catholics, namely,
Okay, so peep these names. They're all Roman Catholics, and then peep their positions. All right, go ahead, bro. We're talking about American foreign policy and the leaders in this country, brothers and sisters. Go ahead, bro.
William Casey, Director, CIA.
Roman Catholic. Go ahead.
Alexander Haig, Secretary of State.
Roman Catholic. These are no small fries. I know some of y'all know these names. Go ahead.
Richard Allen, National Security Advisor.
Go ahead.
Vernon Walters, Ambassador at Large. Judge William Clark, National Security Advisor.
Again, all Roman Catholics. Go ahead.
William Wilson, Ambassador to the Vatican State.
Okay.
But the reporter neglected to mention that the entire Senate Foreign Relations Committee was governed by Roman Catholics as well.
The entire Senate. The entire Senate? Go ahead.
Specifically,